Okay, so today I just want to have a quick talk about shimming the spool or the barrel on your Samsonas transmission. And in this scenario, someone's gone full Rambo on the dogs. And what happens when the dogs go like that, instead of having a nice clean ramp on the side of them like that, they'll start to jump out of gear. And if you keep pushing it like that, it'll push back onto the spool and you'll find the forks are fighting to try and keep the gear engaged, but it's not really the fork's job to do that. The fork's job is to put it in the engagement position, and then these dovetails under load hold it in gear. So anyway, once you've done something like this, if you've kept persisting with it and it's kept jumping out of gear, you might find that you've thrusted the spool that much, like it's been forced up that much by the fork trying to hold it in gear, that it could bend these tabs. And if you're servicing a gearbox, you should always look at those. If they're bent, replace them. They're cheap as chips, and that'll just make sure the spool can't go end float, which will give you an inaccuracy on your shift. If you look closely, right inside there, there's a little upgrade we've done on this transmission, which is a third contact point to hold this bearing. So instead of being two of these holding the spool bearing, there's now three. That's helpful, but remember, it's only helpful in that you've already hurt the dogs and now the spool's trying to hold it in gear, which is inevitably going to hurt other parts anyway. So the main feature of today's video is to talk about replacing the spool and shimming it correctly. If you want your gearbox to shift sweetly, from a mechanical sense, it needs to be shimmed correctly, and that's how much the spool is up or down, which centralises all your forks. So what we got here, this is second and third fork. I got there, you can see second and third gear, and you see the dogs up there. So I've got the detent out so that I can spin the spool easily like this. And it moves really nicely. So what we're looking at is where the ramp on the barrel or spool pushes that gear up into second there, and then you move it a little bit further, takes it out a second, and puts it into third. And there's spools, shims are 1/2 mil, 1/4 mil, and 0.2 mil. This one has taken 1/2 mil and 1/4 mil shim to get it so it's centre. And what that means is when it's pushing it down there into third gear, there's just a bit of free play, but it's fully engaged. And then when you push it up into second gear, exactly the same amount of free play. And now I know the top hat's on, it's all held square. I know that the spool, and I've checked it in fifth, sixth, and third, fourth, all the same. The spool is now dead centre. It's shimmed correctly. It's the right height. So every gear, when it's in neutral, each dog ring will be in the middle of the gear. And when each gear is selected, it will not be loading up the spool. Dovetails will be doing their job, holding it in gear.